friends, today I have the newest release from KBShimmer. This is their second summer collection of the year. This one is called Summer Vibes. The Summer Vibes collection is more in line what I think of as a typical KBShimmer collection. We have 9 polishes total in a variety of finishes. This collection is available right now on the KBShimmer website as well as their various stockist pages. If you would like to pick up the collection at a discount, this collection is also available on beyondpolish.com, where I do have an affiliate code. Use code Nicole Loves Nails to save 10% on this release as well as everything else on the Beyond Polish website. I'll have links in the description box to where you can pick these polishes up as well as the KBShimmer social media pages. I did receive this collection as a gift in PR from KBShimmer with no obligation to post. Is it for disclosures? Let's just get into this video. Going in rainbow order because I can't help myself. First up, we have one in a melon. KBShimmer describes this one as a vibrant neon yellow jelly polish loaded with glowy flakies that shift in colors of lime, coral, and pink, as well as yellow, gold, and orange. Formula on this one was pretty fantastic, slightly on the thicker side, but not unusually so for a polish that just has so much flakies going on in it. Because this one is in a jelly base, you do need to build it up. The brand says that this one is going to cover most nail lines in 2 to 3 coats. While I did find coverage was very even in 2 coats, I found adding the third coat just added a little bit more depth to the overall base color, and I was able to see the color on the nail that I was seeing better in the bottle. While I do agree this is definitely a 2 to 3 coater, I will note I did still have some visible nailing with this one after 3 coats. It wasn't too bad, but I did still find that if I looked for my nailing, I could definitely easily see it. This is a bright neon pink base, in case you could not tell. It's a tiny bit brighter in person than what my video or my photos are showing. I really struggled with color accuracy with this one, but I did try my best. The flakies all spread out very evenly and easily. They're not going to dry down textured like a glitter, but they're going to dry down with what I'm going to call flaky texture. So not smooth like a cream, but you will definitely want top coat just to give this a nice glossy finish. Removal won't be as difficult as a glitter polish would be, but I would still recommend the soak off method because I feel like scrubbing off flakies is not in any way fun. Next up, we have Stick With Me, which KBShimmer describes as a soft pink shimmer base that has color shifts of gold to coral to orange, lime, and carnation. At some angles, this also shifts to a soft aqua and lavender. Stick With Me had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, and I had 0 application issues. This is a super strong and super glowy shimmer. I could see quite a bit of brush strokiness when I was applying the polish. My eyes were not able to pick up any brush strokes once it dried down. However, my macro lens is definitely picking up just a little bit of the brush strokiness. Largely the color in the shimmer that your eyes are going to be picking up is this orangey golden kind of color. I did find that I was getting some color shifty goodness happening. In my notes, I wrote it down as a greenish kind of color shift at more extreme angles. My full-in swatches show Stick With Me in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. I'm going to call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. There honestly wasn't a really huge jump in opacity or the strength of the shimmer in 2 coats versus 3 coats. You get a tiny bit more depth to the polish, but I wouldn't really say that you have to do 3 coats, honestly. For personal wear, I would likely just stop at 2 coats. Nothing in here is going to dry down textured. Removal will be very easy, but a little bit messy due to the shimmer particles. And now we have Aim to Breeze, which the brand describes as a vibrant magenta jelly polish with a glowy blue shimmer. Aim to Breeze also had a really fantastic formula. It was a little bit streaky on that first coat, so you do need to build this one up since, you know, it's in a jelly base. This is another one that I'm going to call a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference as well as your nail length. Folks with like very short nails that don't have much of a free edge probably going to be really good in 2 coats. If you have longer nails, you're probably going to want to go in for that 3rd coat. I found coverage wise, there isn't a huge jump in coverage between the 2nd and 3rd coats. Largely what that 3rd coat does is deepen up the base color and make the shimmer just like a little bit stronger. I really love how glowy the shimmer is. I feel like for my own personal wear, I often lean very strongly towards really color shifty shimmers, and I often forget that a shimmer that's not color shifty can still be really beautiful.
No shit, Sherlock!
I may or may not be just slightly biased when it comes to shimmer. This is one of those shimmers that manages to both be very shimmery as well as very smooth. Once again, my macro lens was able to pick up some brush strokes that my eyes in person were not able to see at all. So that is Aim to Breeze in 3 coats plus a glossy top coat. I did not personally experience any staining with this polish. However, I would definitely recommend base coat because this one seems very pigmented. This next polish is called That's My Jam. KBShimmer describes this one as a vibrant berry colored nail polish that in some lighting leans ripe cherry, in other lighting leans near fuchsia pink. The brand also says that this polish can lean an orange leaning red depending on lighting. I found for me here in my nail room, this polish was very much a pinky red. I would put this one in the red family personally, but you can see here in the live swatch that this one definitely has a very pinky kind of base. That's My Jam had a fantastic formula. Once again, I'm going to call this a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference as well as your application. For my full hand swatches, I swatched this one in 2 coats. I did find when I swatched it in 2 coats during the live swatch, I could see just a little bit of nail line that I wasn't able to see when I did 2 coats previously. This is a very metallic leaning shimmer. There are some very slight brush strokes through the shimmer, but not enough to bother me personally, because usually I really hate brush strokes. Did not personally experience any staining with this polish. However, this is another one that is super pigmented, so definitely wear base coat to help prevent any staining on your natural nails.
Remember my credo, Timmy! Don't be a fool!
Put on some damn base coat.
Next up is Simply the Zest, which KBShimmer describes as a vibrant yellow leaning chartreuse polish that features a shifty shimmer that takes the yellow polish from a yellow to a lime all the way to gold, and this also has holographic glow flakies. Simply the Zest had an amazing formula. This is one of the polishes in the collection that I was most excited to get on my nails. KBShimmer always does a fantastic job with yellow leaning chartreuses. I was pleasantly surprised by how opaque this polish was. My full-in swatches here are just show the polish in 2 coats. The shimmer does give this polish a very slight metallic look on the nail, but you don't get any brush strokes through the shimmer. Y'all already know how I feel about golden anything in shimmer.
I love gold!
I love gold quite a bit. I love yellow leaning chartreuses quite a bit, and I especially love holographic. Throw them all together, duh, I am very, very happy. The holographic flakies give the polish a really nice sparkle without adding any extra texture. Removal for this one is not going to be overly difficult by any stretch of the imagination, but it sure will be messy. The overall base for this one does appear to be very yellow. I really think a lot of the chartreuse lean is coming from the shimmer having a green color shift to it. If you were like me and you were saying, hey, didn't KBShimmer release this already? We would both be wrong. I had to go digging through my KBShimmer drawer because I could have sworn that I had swatched something for them previously that had this exact same name and the exact same description. So wrong on both counts. The closest thing that I could find was Pucker Up from last year's summer collection. Side by side, the two are definitely very different. Pucker Up has a more jelly-like finish, while both could be described as chartreuse bases with shimmer and holographic. I feel the overall look between the two polishes is also very, very different. And now we have What a Catch, what the brand describes as a teal green base with a gold to peach shifting shimmer as well as holographic glow flakes. As I said a moment ago, I really feel like golden shimmer makes literally everything so much better. While I would agree that there is clearly a golden shimmer in here, I do think because this base is very teal / green leaning, it makes the shimmer lean also a little bit towards green. The formula was once again fantastic, not too thick or too thin, applied so nicely, and I was once again really happy with how opaque the polish was. My full-in swatches here are showing What a Catch in 2 coats plus a glossy top coat. This polish really screams like oceanic mermaidiness. I think the overall color of the base polish appears to be very teal, and then I think the green comes in due to the shimmer. Thing in here is going to dry down textured. Removal is going to be very easy, but once again, very messy. And I did not personally experience any issues with staining. And now we have Swim Pickins, which KBShimmer describes as a vibrant ultramarine jelly nail polish absolutely filled with color shifting flakies that shift in colors of pink, gold, green, blue, and aqua. There's also a dusting of micro holographic glitter in this polish. Swim Pickins had a fantastic formula. It was slightly on the thicker side, but once again, not unusually so for a polish that is jam-packed with flakies. On that first coat, coverage was a little bit uneven. I found I really liked coverage for this one in 3 coats. I found in 2 coats, I didn't quite have the same depth of the blue base across my entire nail that I was seeing in the bottle. I'll still call this one a 2 to 3 coater just because I feel like it might not bother everyone who puts this one on. I do think that Swim Pickins dries down a slightly more sheer than it initially applies. When I was applying my 3rd coat, I thought for sure I was reaching full opacity, but as it dried down, I could see more and more of my nail line. I absolutely love this shade of blue. It is fantastic, and I really love the way all of the flakies look layered up in this one. I was just so in love with this one that I had to see what it looks like with a matte top coat, which is what you're seeing right here. Not really a huge matte polish kind of lover, but there was just something about this polish that I needed to see with a matte top coat. The flakies do overall dry down fairly flat, but they do dry down slightly textured. I opted for 2 coats of top coat for my full-in swatches swatches. Was it 100% needed?
I don't know.
But that's what's in my notes, so that's what I did. I did not personally experience any staining with this polish. However, I still would recommend the soak off method for removal on this one just because of the flakies as well as the base. And now we have Give Me the Scoop, which KBShimmer describes as a soft and shifty lavender polish base. The shimmer features a pink leaning red that also throws peach, copper, and gold. There also is a hint of holographic micro sparkle. Give Me the Scoop had a fantastic formula. This one starts off very sheer, so you definitely want to build it up to get some kind of opacity going. I think unless you go in for very thick coats, this one is likely going to be a solid 3-coater. The third coat definitely deepens up the overall look of the polish on the nail, as well as adding quite a bit more opacity. Whether or not you see nail line is going to depend heavily on your lighting. Indirect or slightly diffused lighting where the shimmer really comes out strong, your nail line is going to be a lot harder to see, but in bright direct lighting, you're definitely going to see some nail line with this one. The shimmer in here is pure color shifty goodness. On the nail, I thought I was seeing purple to red to gold with a hint of green at very extreme angles. The holographic in here is really small, so it does not give the polish any extra texture, but removal will be a bit more messy due to the shimmer in holographic. And the final polish in this release is called Bucket List. KBShimmer describes this one as a deep indigo jelly base loaded with micro flakes. The micro flakes shift between pink, lemony yellow, and lime hues. Bucket List had a really fantastic formula, slightly on the thicker side, but by no means difficult to apply, just the general thickness that I expect from a flaky filled polish. I do not remember why I only did 2 coats for the live swatch. My full-in swatches show this one in 3 coats. I think this is going to be a likely solid 3-coater. The third coat just gives you a lot deeper of a base color and it looks more like what you see in the bottle. The microflakes look slightly textured, but I did not find they actually dry down to be textured. I absolutely love flakies. I did not know until I was swatching this polish that I think I don't like microflakies.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I know. I am just as shocked as you are. Everything about this polish on paper is definitely something that I would generally really like, but there was just something about it that I just didn't like, and the only thing I could think of is maybe I don't like microflakies. I do think this is one of those polishes that look a lot better in person than it does like in video or in photograph form. Even though I can recognize that like I love the colors of this one, there was just something about it that just was not for me personally, to no fault of the polish itself. It's just my own personal preference.
That's just my opinion.
Nothing in here is going to dry down textured like a glitter, but removal will be fairly difficult / messy just due to the amount of flakies in this one. So I would recommend the soak off method for this polish. And so that is it for the KBShimmer Summer Vibes collection for summer 2024. As far as my own personal top picks go, I am going to go with simply the Zest and Swim Pickens. I feel like those are very obvious standout choices for me. And again, I will have links in the description box where you can pick these polishes up. I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Have you picked it up already? Are you planning on picking it up? Waiting for a sale? Y'all know the drill. I'm always so curious to see what people think of these releases. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet already. I upload new videos every single week, and I also have a second channel where I post some non-nail polish content as well. And of course, a huge shout out goes to my channel members, Shenanigang, names of course all on the screen right now. I am running a little bit late on video, so there's going to be another video popping up tomorrow. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. If you're having terrible weather right now, I hope you stay safe and cool. Have a wonderful week, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.